What's up, Big Susie? You trying to figure out what we got going on here? Would you would you like a bone? Would you like a bone? Oh, you'll take that bone. Yes, you will. It's not for you yet. It's not for you. Doggy want a bone, want a biscuit. What you want to do with that? You like that? You feel like that's a place you want to be? Some lots of dogs. Let me tell you, Susie. Lots of dogs don't want to use the kennels. Lots of people don't want to use the kennels. This is called an air kennel. This is a travel bag. Did you know that? Would you like to go in here? Let's see. How do we do this? How do we get this zipped down so we can show you? What's up with that? Stuck zipper. There you go. You see that? Oh, look at you. Look at you. You gonna go inside of there? That's your spot. We're gonna zip you on up. Zip, zip, zip. We're not gonna zip you up. Yeah, no. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We're just getting started. What time is it? Okay, it's that time. Hello, hello, hello. We're gonna wait on some people to come in, and we're gonna get started with the show. Today's show. Yes, we are. In the meantime, between time, we're gonna talk to little Susie, cause little Susie got something to say today. I don't know why she got all this to say, but she definitely got some stuff to say. Hello, hello, hello. I see y'all coming by. They telling me who to go ahead and pair up with. We're not pairing with anybody today. We're doing control today. You know, we don't join with people on control. We make sure you can get the information firsthand. I don't really need anybody's opinion because it is what it is. If you want to make comments, we can let you know how you did. Yeah, we getting set up, waiting on a few people to come in. Once some people get in, we'll start the show. Good morning, good morning. Well, good afternoon. Yeah, it's weekend. It's afternoon. How you doing? Yes, yes. We got some tools here today, some equipment. We got a little Susie halfway in the bag right there. She's in the bag. What's up? She's in the bag. You came out to see what's up. That's what's up. Yep. So in a minute, we're going to get started with the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody that's coming in. What you doing in there? What are you doing in there? You think this is about play? We gonna see. All right, yo. Today's show is about equipment. Yeah, about equipment. I tell people, they ask all the time, people ask, what equipment should I get? What should I do? How do I do this? And I tell them, but they don't, just telling somebody something. Go get a 5-foot long leash. It's not many places you can get a 5-foot long leather lead. So, we got to work on that. I know where they're at, but I just can't tell everybody where I get them from. No. That wouldn't be effective or efficient. No, but equipment is very important. We got an air kennel here. This is an air kennel. This is a travel bag. This is a bowl right here. I'll teach you how to use this. This is a one-sided flat bowl. And this right here is a bone. I use bones or antlers. We'll get to that. This is a leash. It's 5-foot long leather lead. It's double studded at the top, double studded at the bottom, heavy clasp, nice stitch in between the double stud, smooth leather. Yeah, equipment. That's what we're getting at today. Equipment is something that you'll know when I give you this phrase. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Equipment, all kind of equipment. But today, we're specifically going to show you the right kind of equipment to get for your dogs and give you some examples of things that help them. Like I was speaking about Susie in Las Vegas, and the ground was super hot. She had on her booties. Yeah, you got to put them booties on. Because when you put them booties on, what's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing today? When you put them booties on and her pads are no longer touching that searing hot ground. Right, Sue? Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. A lot of different tools, equipment, they use that for. Better to have it and not need it. Yeah, you got to have it and not need it, especially when you're taking care of animals. You need to have some things where you can contain them and keep them safe. Now, these small air kennels are for small little dogs. They're not for working dogs. When you put a working dog in an air kennel, they're going to work it. And they're going to tear it up and they're going to get out. But if you're using wire kennels, I don't even use those anymore. I started off with wire kennels. The wire kennels, the dogs were manipulating them too well. They could shake them real hard, make them fall in and fall apart. They could bend the bars with their teeth and escape. So yeah, we want to get something that's made for the kind of dog you have, the right size, and the right durability. Every kennel is not for every dog. Like I said, a working dog, they're going to bust up out of mostly anything. Get a Malinois, Belgian Shepherd, AKA. If you got one of them, they're going to bust up out of anything you put them in if they want to come up out of it. You know, unless you put them in a metal kennel. And metal kennels are a whole different level of safety and security. But today, we have Susie to demonstrate the use of the different pieces of equipment. And we're going to run it down. Today's show is controlled, episode 91. Thank you for coming. I am your host, Master Christian. This is your co-host, Susie Spaniel. And we are here today for the equipment show. Because sure enough, you need the right equipment. And you might not get any training, but if you're not using the right equipment, equipment makes cleanup easier. Equipment makes your life better. When you need to put the dog up, you put them in a room, they'll chew through that door. They'll chew up the carpet. They'll do all manner of things to get out. You put them in a nice air kennel. If they do damage it, you can get another one. They're not damaging your house. You're not spending no money on the damage that was done to your house. And yo, I watched the videos. I know y'all see the videos where the dog done chewed the couch up when the people left. First and foremost, you left your dog unattended. And the dog didn't earn the right to be unattended because obviously it chews stuff up. Now, Susie here, Susie's out all the time. Susie roam around the house, do what she want to do, go where she want to go. She don't use the bathroom in the house unless she got a problem or it's just been way too long, and she'll still try to hold it. But, you know, they got to be earning that freedom. When you don't earn the freedom, then the responsible person needs to take it away. What do you have when you need it? Everybody knows what a leash is. But this right here is an air kennel. And everybody knows what this is? No, they don't. Today, I don't want you looking at them as just a leash and a kennel. I want you to know that you're looking at them as equipment, because equipment is what you need to do the correct job. No screws and hammers, no nails and screwdrivers. You get what I'm saying? The screw and the nail may look similar, but they have different functions. They both you can use to hang something up. Absolutely. They both you can use to tighten something down. But they're similar but not the same, because they take different equipment to even get them in. Welcome everybody that's coming in. How you doing today? Hello. What's happening? Equipment changes what you're capable of doing. It can control movement, create containment, increase safety, transport an animal, and give us options when circumstances suddenly change. Yeah, equipment. Your dog, you don't want to leave your dog free to hop around the car. You got the small air kennel in the back or the small travel kennel with you. You zip them up or you pop them in. And I'm going to show you just how that works. That's what we're doing here. So, you know, having equipment does not automatically create safety. You need the right equipment, knowledge to use it. Maintenance accessibility, and an understanding of its limitations. That's why I said the wire, the cages, I found out their limitations. The first thing the dogs would do. I had one Rottweiler that was notorious for chewing up the pan. The pan, the plastic pan that goes in the bottom of the wire cages, yeah, that plastic pan. I had a couple dogs that no matter what, they were going, you could spray that pan down with something bitter or anything, they were going to chew that pan up. And you were going to come in, and if they did use the bathroom because you were gone an extended period of time, it was going to be on the floor because they didn't chew through. And if it's carpet up under them, which you should always put something up under the kennel, so just in case your dog breaks through, they're not to your carpet or nothing where they're still working that, trying to get out. So, you know, the use of equipment, you got to be smart with it. Let's start off with the air kennel. This right here, this is a small air kennel. And with the air kennel, what we want to do is we want to know how to use it. Now, this one opens this way. So when you open it up, if you want to get to the dog, you want to come to the other side and open it. You want to kind of block the dog off so the dog doesn't come out. When you block the dog off, let me show you what you can do. First and foremost, you open it up, load up, load up. You see that? Load up. Good girl. Load up. Come on. Load up. Susie. Load up. No. Load up. Good girl. She wanted to play me right there. So then you squeeze this together. Boom. You just lock that in. You got to make sure that the pins go through the holes in this so it locks tight, because if it's not locked all the way tight, you miss it, the dog can just open it up and come out. So you want to lock that tight. You want to make sure that that's what the equipment was made for. So you can check it. Take your time. Don't assume that when you closed it up, it locked. That would be a mistake. So then when you come get the dog, get your leash ready. I just throw this over my shoulder. I get this in my hand right here. And I come down. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Good girl. And before they even step out, boom, we're connected. So now, sit. Good girl. Down. You don't get that spurt out, that rush out, that where the dog just busts out because you stopped it and it wasn't a fight. The last thing you want to do is be in a fight with your dog when you're taking it out the kennel or anything, any other move. So then you can move smoothly with your dog. You can work your dog. You can do what you need to do. You can take your dog to the next spot. Load up. Good girl. Now she went inside the travel kennel. That's how it works. The command is load up. When you make it a happy place, sit, then the dog is going to listen to you because it's a happy place. And the way you make it a happy place, when they go in, you give them something to chew on or something to do. Or you feed them in there, which brings us to another piece of equipment. This is the one flat-sided pail. What this does is I feed the dogs in the kennels. So you would hook this right to the door with the food in it. You would be able to close that up. And now your dog is not eating off of the floor. Now you don't want them eating off. Little dogs, you can allow them to do that. It's okay. But you really want elevated feeders. And that's what this one flat-sided pail does. It gives you the option to elevate the food. So now your dog can walk up, stick his head down in it, and eat at a standing motion with it standing straight up, where it's not breaking those haunches going down to the ground or the floor or anything like that. That's how that pail works. Now, load up. Good girl. You see how that works? As she takes the leash right on in there, if I want to go in there and get my leash and zip her up, it's easy as boom, boom, boom. Let's go in here. Let's get this leash and let's pull it out and zip her up. Now, when you got a good baby like Susie, she's not going to bust a hole in that. But some dogs, they're going to bust a hole in that because they want to get out. We want to have the right kind of equipment for the right kind of job. Because that's how all of this is going to run smoothly with you. The right type of equipment. Having equipment is being equipped. And being equipped is not the same. Most people think about equipment after they need it. That's too late. You don't want to look for a leash after a dog gets loose, secure containment when an animal suddenly needs transport, a flashlight during a blackout, a first aid kit after somebody gets hurt. Having equipment does not automatically create safety. You need the right equipment, knowledge to use it, maintenance, accessibility, and its understanding of its limitations. That's what you got to have when you got equipment. You need the right equipment. Okay. What makes something equipment? Right here. Is this equipment? This thing around my neck? It's called a leash. Yes, because it has a function. That's what makes it equipment. So with the function of this is the in between you and your dog connection. Is called connectivity. So when you got your hand right here or your hand right here and your dog down there connected to this, you are physically connected to the dog. Now you are able to manipulate the dog without doing anything extra. You don't have to use your voice or anything. The dog is connected to you. Now how that connection goes is entirely up to you. You can stand still, then the dog got to stay still. Now if the dog's not staying still, time and patience, the dog will understand. That's where training comes in. So we can teach the dog how to be still. The dog already knows how to move, jump around, and do all the wild things that he does. But this equipment right here, this is the equipment that keeps the dog safe and helps you maneuver the dog through all kinds of dangerous situations. Without this, you're just trying and not doing. And we like to be doing something. Look at the handle, the material, the attachment point, the class, the stitching or connection, the length, overall condition. Most people see this as an object. I know for sure this is the #1 safety tool that they made to connect you with your dog. 100%. Two people get a flat tire. One of it has an inflatable spare, jack, lug wrench, flashlight, gloves, and roadside safety equipment. The other has none of it. Same problems, but two completely different options. When you don't have equipment, it leaves you short of options. You can't fix things if you don't have the right tools. You can't keep things safe if you don't have the knowledge on how to do it. So, right now, Susie is safe and sound. And yeah, she's chilling inside of here. But let's see if we can get this cutie pie to come out. Come out, cutie pie. Come on. Well, co-hosts want to stay in there. That's cool too. Let's drop that down so you can see her face. Now, this is a tool. You might think it's a bone, but this is a tool. This gives your dog something to do when they have nothing to do. Yeah, something to do. Because if they're just sitting around with nothing to do at all, they'll find something to do. So I'm going to hand this to the Sue. See if she took it. And you see she broke out with it. She said, yeah, I was needing a little bit of that. Now she's going to break down right here on the floor and chew on it for a little while. It gives her something to do when there's nothing to do. I use antlers too. Antlers are good. They're very good. So you got to look at the overall condition of your kennel, of your leash, of any kind of equipment that you use. The hardware, the connections. A lot of times when I get to people and they got air kennels, they don't have them put together correctly. They may even have the whole thing upside down. Yeah, I found that as well. I've even found people with wire cages with them upside down. So this door on the front of here, you can make it go either way. But when you put it together, the plastic lug nuts or nuts that come with it, they go on the top. You screw them on the top. You don't screw them from underneath. That's backwards. And it's certain things, but you want to put that together as correct as you can. It comes with instructions, unlike your leash here. Leash comes with no instructions. Leash just says, it's a leash. And that's not good enough. That's why I give you instructions on what we do with the leash. Yeah, she's so sweet. Yeah. She is, though. I thank you for saying that. Susie is the sweetest girl in the whole wide world. That's my description of her. And this is not my first dog. This ain't my first rodeo. I've had lots of dogs. I grew up with little dogs. Those little dogs were yappy and bitey. This little dog, 2 thumbs up from a master. So back to this, air kennel. You want to get it in the right size. Then you want to call up somebody. You see this video. It's other ways of locking this that I can show you that lock it even tighter than the original lock does. But it takes some manufacturing. You got to change a couple things. You're going to need a drill. That's about it. The rest of the stuff you'll be able to pop it loose and get right. But that's it for advanced owners that want to make sure that the cage stays tight, that they don't make any mistakes. It's advanced procedures. That's how this runs. But this leash here, this is as advanced as it gets. It's the most advanced. So your kennel got to have ventilation. It's got to have the right size. You want everything to be correct. If you don't understand, consult an expert. I'm here every day. All you got to do is go to the right leash. Really makes a difference. It does. The right size, the right length, the right material, it makes a difference because this is a tool. You wouldn't want to be writing with an ink pen that was this big, would you? That doesn't. You need something that you can work in your hand to use your scribe ability to do what you're doing. You want to be able to sign it and be gone. You don't want something that you got to use 2 hands to try to write with. You don't want a leash that's not standard and it's not going to help you. And what happens? You go get that nylon burns your hand. The rope burns your hand. First and foremost, you want to be thumb through the loop with your leash. It's a proper way to use this equipment, just like if you had some vice grips. You're not going to take the vice grips and start screwing in screws and different things. You're going to take the vice grips so you can lock them on something and try to open it up. Every tool has its use and its purpose, but it takes knowledge to know how to use them. And a little knowledge right here for those that just came in: subscribe, follow, share, like, support, $masterct. Hey, we can help others through you. We're going to do it anyway, but this is a community. We like sharing it in the community. Today's show is brought to you by Master Christian LLC. Check Master Christian LLC out on masterchristian.com for all your dog training needs or your animal interaction safety standard needs. masterchristian.com. You know, that's how we do it. Now we're going to stop and change gears for a second and hit you up with animals today, because we need to talk about these animals today, not tomorrow, not yesterday's animals today. Sharks are helping scientists improve hurricane forecasting. Scientists at the University of Delaware are turning sharks into mobile ocean data collectors. Small CTD tags, instruments that measure conductivity, temperature, and depth, are attached to sharks' dorsal fins. As the shark moves through the ocean and the surface, the equipment can transmit information by satellite. Researchers are especially interested in the upper layers of the ocean because stored heat there can influence how rapidly a hurricane gathers strength. Oh yeah, so they're using the sharks, but they're still tagging them. I'm not going to say too much about that, but is that cool? You just grab something, tag it, and say we're using this for data? It might be. I don't know. We got some more comments going on. Animals today. with your daily animal news segment. Yeah, y'all be waiting on this animal today. That's what's up. All right. The project is using species including short fin makos, blue sharks, smooth hammerheads, and juvenile great whites. The tags are designed to detach after a period of time. If the approach works at scale, sharks could help fill important gaps in ocean observations along part of the U.S. Coast Guard. Yo, my thing is, we bothering the sharks now to get data? We can sit out there and get data. We can't use, come on. Yeah, we always got an excuse. This equipment is being used with an animal to collect information humans cannot gather effectively on their own. The tag is useful when researchers choose the right equipment for the job and understand how to deploy it and interpret it. I hear them, man. But them sharks didn't ask for this job. You just giving them a job and stabbing through them. And there's some blood and some pain and all of that. You're not going to say that it's no pain to do with it. But I keep on moving. More than 1,000 non-native species now recorded in the Mediterranean. They didn't come from the Mediterranean. How'd they get to the Mediterranean? We're going to find out. Marine scientists are confronting a major ecological shift in the Mediterranean Sea. More than 1,000 non-species have been recorded there, with warming waters and pathways such as the Suez Canal helping species from warmer regions establish themselves. My question is, maybe they were there before. Do we know? That's the question. Is this some kind of later migration they're doing? Do we know? That is the question. Researchers in Cyprus are monitoring invasive animals including lionfish and silver-cheeked toadfish. Management efforts include experimental traps, targeted fishing, government incentives, and projects exploring whether some invasive species can be used for food, cosmetic, fish, or fish meal. The challenge is not simply removing an animal. Scientists must understand an entire changing ecosystem. Monitoring and specialized capture equipment matters. The wrong tool or a poorly planned response can create another problem. While appropriate equipment helps scientists gather data and manage invasive populations more selectively. And you need the right equipment. For everything we're doing around here, my belt holds up my pants. The right equipment for the right job. When I was making torque converters for Chrysler, I had machines that cut the right part to go in the equipment that I was making it for, so your car could change gears the way it was supposed to. The right equipment, the right machines, the right kennels, the right leashes for the job at hand. We gotta have that. And that is Animal Today News. We keep it short and sweet some days, because that's what it's all about. I don't want to bog you down with all the news. I want to bog you down with subscribe, follow, share, like, and support. $masterct on the Cash App. That's what I want to bog you down with. Some things where we can be international. Let's get back to the show. Never confuse equipment with control. Just because you put a dog in the air kennel does not mean you have control of the dog. You just confined the dog, separated the dog. You've locked it up in a smaller thing than your house, but that doesn't give you control. First, you must get control of you. Then you must learn how to use the equipment, such as this. This is the #1 tool for you and your dog. A lot of people want to push back on that. I don't really like using a leash. My dog needs to be free. Your dog will be too free and it'll be an issue. I almost said something else, but I bring the positive energy, not the gloom and doom. There was my daddy's dogs that was always getting hit by cars, not mine. I've never had a dog hidden by a car. Lots of people can't say that. And when we speak in dogs, it's 50-50 in the United States. At least 58% of the population has a dog in the house. And you're going to get more people that don't have a dog in the house that come in contact with them. Out of those, that 50% that has a dog in the house, they may have more than one. So there's lots of dogs out here, y'all. And if they got two, that means it's more dogs than it is households out here. If they got three, they just tip the scales all the way over. Yo, it would behoove everybody to just learn about equipment and how to better use it to make things happen safely with their animals. Again, you got a cat, you get kitty litter. All these animated things are automated things. Automated cat litter boxes are great. That doesn't mean you're not supposed to clean it out every day. Every single day, you need to dispose of that waste. This is not something, you just don't have animal waste and have it just sitting there and not dispose of it. In your house, even? What's up with that? I've been to a lot of houses, seen a lot of things. People overuse puppy pads. They go way too hard. They think that's the sell-all, end-all. I see dogs chewing up puppy pads. That's not good for their system. It is going to make them sick. So you got to learn how to use these tools and learn how much of them you need to use at the right time. If you need help, put it in the comments or go to masterchristian.com. You'll be able to contact me. You can get today's help. I can help you over the phone. I can help you on FaceTime, on the internet, or in person. However you need your help, you can get it. You can get it. Never confuse having control equipment with actually having control. Yeah. When I put the dog on leash, I'm controlling myself. The equipment is helping me manipulate the dog. The information that I've learned and the experiences that I have help me control myself in a way that is having some form of control with the dog. And that's what it is. But I know how to stop and stand still. I know how to be patient, assess the situation, plan my routes, not the same route. You got to get a dog some options. You just can't let the dog know you got to be elusive and impressive at the same time. You can't just go the same route every day, do the same things every day. That's, the dog gets into that and then they expect it to be this way. If they pulling you down this stretch of street, they're going to pull you down this stretch of street. But if you were paying attention to when the pulling always starts, when the behavior starts, then when you get to that point, you can make adjustments with your equipment even. That's how it works. It ain't never worked better than that, baby. That's how it's going to work every time for you. So let's get to the next thing on here, because equipment, match the equipment to the job. Yeah, lots of things go on. You need the right equipment for a job. It isn't right because you own it. It's right because it matches the job. You want to make sure everything matches what the job you have to do. You don't want to get a permanent marker and sign a check and different things. That tool was not meant for that job. An ink pen was. Let's be specific. If you need help, all you got to do is follow through and come see us. Air kennel, travel kennel, one flat-sided pail, leather, latigo lead, something to chew on. It's many more tools, like I said. Booties for hot pavement, collapsible bowls for the car, some cool water. It don't got to be ice cold water. They don't got to have ice cold water. Just some cool water that you keep with you. So, and when you put water in bowls outside, you're using that tool. Don't leave it outside in the heat. Next time you come to it, stick your finger in it. If it's tea, dump it. Don't let your dog drink out of hot bowls. But make sure you pay attention to what's going on. You find out what equipment you need, and you learn how to use it. You need some help, I am Master Christian. This is Susie Spaniel. We're more than welcome to help you with whatever you need. Now, this is the time I tell you to like, follow, share, subscribe, and support. $ Master CT. And it's been great today doing show 91 with you. Hopefully you got something out of the equipment we've shown you. If you got any questions about any kind of equipment, what kind of collar, other for like a slip collar or a prime collar or e-collar, what kind of collar you need, what kind of help you need, just hit us up. masterchristian.com. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday, and we'll be back at you for episode 92 tomorrow. See y'all later. Peace.